What's up, everyone? This is episode 127 of the Daily BE, and we are again looking at something on the table here, and this is one of our really fantastic, relatively recent tuxedos that we made. This is for one of us actually on the BE team, but as you can see, super cool lining inside, and the fabric, it's tough, it doesn't show up too well on a video here, but it's a really dark navy, and you can kind of make out there is almost a textural look to it. Super interesting. But for this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the lining treatment, because I think what was done really well on this coat was to have a lining that really complemented the rest of the suit, or the tuxedo rather, and was kind of reinforcing the elegance and sophistication of the overall tuxedo, I think. So what do I mean by that? Well, linings on suits and tuxedos can be very different. When you open it up, there's a lot of different styles, a lot of different manufacturing methods, and we of course have our own, but something that you'll kind of notice is the pocket treatment. So this is a pocket, and we like to kind of do a piping here that is the same material as the rest of the lining. And that's something that we don't see too often, and we really think is kind of a really nice way to thoughtfully reinforce the quality of our Bespoke Edge suits, and do so in a very elegant way. So on this side, we have two more examples, two different pockets, and the associated piping here. And then of course, you know, the stitching. When you're looking for suits, if you're buying something off the rack, for instance, or if you're going custom, take a look at whatever demos your custom clothier can show you, and really take a look at the stitching. Is it consistent? Is it nice and neat? Is there any fraying or anything? And is there any thought given to just the overall look of the lining? Something else you'll kind of notice on ours, we have some kind of contours that are very interesting, and this is the actual suit fabric, but there's obviously a lot of the suit lining. But that kind of interplay is something that we really like. And so that's something that, again, is kind of different on a lot of different suits, but there's just lots of fun examples out there. Last thing I'll show you, we have one more pocket down here, which you may notice is not kind of showcased like these two. So it is almost camouflaged, where it's all inside the lining. And this is kind of large enough for business cards. You know, you wouldn't really put too much in here, but it's kind of a, I don't quite want to say hidden pocket, but it's a little more subdued than these two, for instance. So big picture here, suits are very different, and in particular, the lining is something that stands apart among different manufacturers, and also sometimes you have a preference on how your lining looks. With something as elegant as this tuxedo, it really made sense for us when we were building this to have something that kind of reinforced the sophistication of the coat. And for us, for this particular tuxedo, that kind of meant doing some interesting things on the contour here and the piping to kind of showcase this really strong and just really beautiful kind of paisley, purplish, bluish, you know, really fun jacket lining that we just had a blast making. So food for thought. When you're out shopping, don't forget about the lining. There are some really cool things you can do that kind of, once again, help build a story around your clothes, and not necessarily make it something that just checking the box. So you're having more ownership over it and making something that, you know, hopefully means something more to you than just a piece of fabric that you're wearing. Something that you really feel confident in and feel good about. Okay guys, thanks so much for your attention. We'll be back, and I think we'll do probably some more episodes in the future on this particular tuxedo. There's a lot to kind of talk about. I just haven't had it in my possession for a while, so more good stuff to come. Stay tuned.